Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to make something very simple, chocolate chip cookies. Every time I make these cookies, people ask me for the recipe, so I thought it would be something good to demonstrate today, since I'm making them for the Super Bowl tomorrow. I have mixed in one bowl 2½ cups of flour, some baking soda, and some salt. And I'm just going to whisk those together and set it aside until I need it. Then I will put the recipe up. I've also added 1 stick of butter that's been softened and 1/2 cup of shortening. I think the butter and shortening combination makes for a softer, more doughy cookie, and that's what my family likes. I'm going to cream these together. Once these have been creamed together, you can see it comes to a nice yellow mixture. Then I'm going to add 2 eggs, and you don't have to worry about adding them one at a time. They usually incorporate quite well. Some vanilla, about a teaspoon. And then I'm going to add my sugars. I've got a cup of brown sugar here and 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. Again, I think the combination of brown sugar and granulated sugar makes for a nice chewy cookie. And this is what it looks like after you've added your sugars. Then I'm going to add the flour a little bit at a time. And I'm going to leave about half the flour for the second round. Finally, I'm going to use a little bit of the flour to coat the chocolate chips, and I'm using Nestle's semi-sweet chips. And you can see it's about 1½ cups to 2 cups. By coating the chocolate chips, they will not sink to the bottom of the mixture, and they'll be more evenly distributed throughout your cookies. And I'm going to add it all and mix it again. Of course, you can hand mix this, but I do have arthritis, and it's much easier for me to mix it with the hand mixer, or you can even use a stand mixer. Once you have mixed up your dough, I take parchment paper and I line baking sheets with the parchment paper. And then I take a 1½ inch scoop and I simply scoop out. I don't even fill the scoop all the way, as you can see. I scoop out the balls and put them on the tray. And of course, I'm using clean hands here. Once you've filled your trays, these are ready for the oven. Now, some people do tend to refrigerate their dough. My husband took lots of cooking classes. He was going to become a chef, and he was taught to always refrigerate his dough. But for this chocolate chip cookie, I typically do not worry about refrigerating it. I often make them right at the same time I make the dough. If I wanted to freeze it, I could, just in airtight containers. So once I have a tray that's filled, I put these in the oven at 375 for 8 to 10 minutes. And we'll be back. The cookies have baked, and as you can see, they've stayed nice and fluffy. I like to serve them on one of my antique cake plates that I picked up at a garage sale or a flea market. And often my son and my husband or my son's friends will just come, lift it up, and grab one. You can see that the cookie has a nice little brown on it. It's nice and fluffy. Doug, would you like to try one?
Sure.
So, that fell apart. Make sure that you have a nice cooled glass of milk on hand because men love it. Thanks everyone, and happy Super Bowl.